4. Today we are going to talk about logic in maths and why logic is important in mathematics. Let's first get acquainted with some common terms that are associated with logic. So first thing that we need to propositions and now what exactly are propositions? So basically these are some statements which we call as assertions, and we call these assertions could either be true or false. I say all individuals who are breathing are alive. So this is an assertion. This is an example of assertion that all individuals who are breathing are alive. That's true. If somebody stops breathing, then they wouldn't be alive. This assertion is a true assertion and we call it as a true proposition. Now, if I say all individuals who are breathing are healthy, do you think this is a true assertion? Even sick person is breathing, but he or she is not healthy. So these are examples of assertions. Any individual who is breathing is alive. That's an example of a true proposition. And all individuals who are breathing are healthy. It is an example of a false proposition. How do we use these propositions in maths? So for example, you have x square minus 1 is equal to 0. Now this is called again as a proposition. This is a mathematical proposition, and in more technical terms हम इसको open proposition बोलते हैं. We are not calling this proposition as a true proposition or false proposition. We are calling this as an open proposition. Why open proposition? Because this proposition can either be true or false for different values of x. So if I say x is equal to 0, then this proposition will become false, right? So and if I say x is equal to 1, then this proposition will become true. So maths में such statements, such mathematical statements are called as open propositions. And why are we calling this as an open proposition? Because for different values of x, this proposition could either be true or false. So x is equal to 1 will give you left hand side will be 0, and that's why this will make sense. Left side will be equal to right side, and that's why this proposition will be true. But for x is equal to 0, this will be a false proposition. So such propositions are called as open propositions, where for different values of the variable, you will have the proposition as true or false. So this is the first thing that you need to know for proposition. If we understand the meaning of a true proposition or a false proposition, let's talk about implications. Now, what are implications? So I am calling out two propositions or two assertions, P and Q. P is one proposition and Q is another proposition. And implication का मतलब है कि मैं बोल रही हूँ that if P proposition is true, then it implies Q is also true. And this is the sign of implication. I'm sure ये sign आपने maths में बहुत बारी use करा होगा, but अब आप इसका actual meaning समझोगे और इसकी relevance समझोगे. And this is an important sign for economics also, because in economic theories also you will see this sign a lot of times. So I'm saying that P and Q are two propositions, two assertions, and implication का मतलब है that if P is true, then Q is also true. And there are multiple ways of calling this out. One is that you say P implies Q. इसको थोड़ा सा इंग्लिश के टर्म्स में भी समझने की कोशिश करो तो यही सेंस निकलता है that if P is true, then that implies Q is also true. The other way of reading this is if P, then Q. If P, then Q. Or you say that Q is a consequence of P. At times, it is also true that not just there is an implication from P to Q, but there is an implication from Q to P as well. तो बहुत बारी ऐसा होता है that not just P implies Q, but Q also implies P. Then हम sign use करते हैं ये वाला. और इसको हम बोलते हैं इक्विवेलेंस. More technically, logical equivalence. So when you have the implication two sides, P implies Q and Q implies P, then you use this sign. आप दोनों side arrow बनाते हो. And how can you read this? You can call this as P is equivalent to Q, or P if and only if Q. You can read this as P if and only if Q. ये जो IFF जो लिखा है इसको आप expand करके बोलते हो if and only if Q. Now remember that we use the statement P only if Q for this case. We use P only if Q for this case, जहां पे सिर्फ P imply करता है Q को, लेकिन we use P if and only if Q for this case. So just by adding if here, आप इस case को represent कर रहे हो. So you have to be very very careful with how you read them. If in a question it is written P only if Q, then you know that you are talking about one-sided implication, which is from P to Q. If in a question it is written P if and only if Q, then you are talking about a logical equivalence where both P and Q imply each other. हम इसको अभी एग्जाम्पल के थ्रू समझेंगे कि what is the meaning of implication and what is the case of logical equivalence. But first you should be aware of how you read both these scenarios. Now let's look at some examples. The first is that x is greater than 2. This is P. This is one assertion P. I'm saying that x is greater than 2. It implies that x square is greater than 4. This is first example. Now this is the example in terms of mathematical propositions. जो हमने अभी पढ़ा implication, that P implies Q. That when x is greater than 2, it implies that x square will be greater than 4. xy is equal to 0. This is P. This is proposition P. This implies that x is 0 or y is 0. Right? Now, again, do you agree? xy is equal to 0. If the product of x and y is equal to 0, then this implies that या तो x 0 होगा या y 0 होगा या x और y दोनों 0 होंगे. Right? So yeah. Both of these examples are correct examples of the sign of implication, where we say that P implies Q, meaning that if P is true, then Q will also be true. Now tell me, in both these cases, do you think we can use the sign of equivalence? Equivalence का क्या मतलब है? That you have P implies Q and at the same time Q implies P, which means that for the first statement, what would this mean? This would mean that if x square is greater than 4, then x will also be greater than 2. Do you think that's true? Can I say x square greater than 4 implies x greater than 2? Do you also be greater than -2? It could be -3, and even in that case x square will be greater than 4. So we can't use the sign of equivalence in the first case. Can we use the sign of equivalence in the second case? The second case, this assertion, this statement is basically an example of P is equivalent to Q. You use the same implications and logical equivalence conditions and you call them as necessary and sufficient conditions. When I say that P implies Q, please notice that it is very very important to understand the difference between necessary and sufficient conditions. You will read these kinds of conditions in economics and maths a lot of times, so it's very important to get this concept clear right here. Okay, so when I say that P implies Q, then I say, in a way, I'm saying that P is a sufficient condition for Q. For example, if I go back to the same example where I said that if x is greater than 2, then that implies x square will be greater than 4. So I'm saying that P is x greater than 2. This is sufficient for this to hold true. Sufficient का क्या मतलब है कि अगर ये होगा, if this is true, then this will certainly be true, right? Sufficient English में भी हम क्या बोलते हैं, that this is sufficient to explain the following concept. So I'm saying that this condition, that x greater than 2, is a sufficient condition for x square greater than 4. That if x is greater than 2, then definitely x square will be greater than 4. So when we write P implies Q, तब हम बोलते हैं that P is a sufficient condition for Q. This can also be read as Q is a necessary condition for P. The same implication can also be read as Q is a necessary condition for P. मतलब ये जो statement है that x square is greater than 4 is a necessary condition for x to be greater than 2. Now necessary, there's a difference between the term necessary and sufficient. Necessary का मतलब है कि ये होगा ही होगा, then only it is possible. There's a difference, right? And you have to understand the difference. Necessary का मतलब है कि unless this is true, this will never be, this cannot be true. मतलब जब तक ये नहीं होगा तब तक ये नहीं हो सकता. Sufficient का मतलब क्या है कि अगर ये होगा तो ये हो सकता है. Sufficient और necessary का मतलब समझना बहुत important है, and I think it will be more clear if you take a non-mathematics example. So let's say I take another example where I'm saying that X is a healthy person. This is proposition P. X is a healthy person, and I'm saying that this implies that X is breathing. ठीक है? Do you agree with this proposition that X is a healthy person? It implies that X is breathing. Now, this is an example of P implies Q, where I'm saying that now I can say that P is a sufficient condition for Q. So I'm saying that X is a healthy person. This is a sufficient condition for believing in this statement. That X is a healthy person. This information, ये जो information है, ये sufficient है ये बताने के लिए कि X breathe कर रहा है, right? But at the same time we are not saying कि अगर X healthy नहीं है तो X breathe नहीं कर रहा है. This is only sufficient, but this is not necessary. It is not necessary for X to be healthy to assert or to imply that X is also breathing. Now if you look at your maths example, it will be clear that X अगर 2 से बड़ा है तो ये sufficient है हमारे लिए ये बोलना कि x square जो है 4 से बड़ा होगा. लेकिन x greater than 2, this is not necessary for x square to be greater than 4. X could be less than 2 as well, and still x square could be greater than 4. So this is not a necessary condition for this to hold true. So that has to be very clear. Now, the same statement also means that Q is a necessary condition for P. So now if you look at this example, then I'm saying that X is breathing. This is necessary for X to be healthy. अगर X breathe नहीं कर रहा होगा, then X healthy हो ही नहीं सकता. Necessary का मतलब है कि इसको true होना ही पड़ेगा for the other statement to be true. Example में भी आप same चीज देख सकते हो that for X to be greater than 2, it is necessary that X square will be greater than 4. If X square is less than 4, right, then X can never be greater than 2. Right? So Q becomes a necessary condition for P. If suppose you have equivalence, meaning that you have P is equivalent to Q or P if and only if Q, then you mean कि both P is both necessary and sufficient for Q. Similarly, Q is both necessary and sufficient for P. जब हम इक्विवेलेंस का साइन यूज कर रहे हैं तो इसको कैसे रीड करेंगे? That P is both necessary and sufficient for Q and Q is also both necessary and sufficient for Q. If you remember, हमने एक एग्जाम्पल देखा था अभी लास्ट उसमें जिसमें हमने बोला था कि that example satisfies equivalence sign, where we said that if xy is equal to 0, then x is equal to 0 or y is equal to 0 or both. Now you will notice that P is both a necessary and sufficient condition for Q. Similarly, Q is both a necessary and sufficient condition for Q. So for P. So xy is equal to 0. ये इंफॉर्मेशन सफिशिएंट है ये बोलने के लिए कि या तो x 0 है या y 0 है या x और y दोनों 0 है. So this is a sufficient condition, but you will also notice that this is also a necessary condition. xy has to be equal to 0 for this statement to make sense. xy अगर 0 नहीं होगा तो हम इस स्टेटमेंट को ट्रू नहीं बोल सकते. सपोज xy is equal to 4, then this statement doesn't make sense, because if x is 0 or y is 0 or both are 0, then this will necessarily be, this has to be equal to 0. This cannot be anything else apart than 0. So now in this example, you will see that xy is equal to 0 is not just a sufficient condition, but also a necessary condition. Similarly, अगर आप Q की साइड से देखो कि x is equal to 0 और y is equal to 0 or both is a necessary condition for xy to be equal to 0. And it is also sufficient. Sufficient तो है ही, क्योंकि अगर ये condition true है तो this will be true. Right? It is sufficient, but necessary भी है, क्योंकि अगर ये true नहीं होगा तो ये कभी true नहीं हो सकता.